see the cars and the police car. But now we needed to attend to the victim, putting that victim in touch with services. If the lethality was there, to get an advocate to the scene, to take over from there, to act as her guide, to get her into shelter, to get her protected, to get her into services. Those photographs just emphasize not only to the officer, to the victim himself. Sometimes that victim doesn't realize the severity because they've been living with that violence for years and years. To bring attention to it and now bring it to the attention of the courts, the prosecutors, to hold that offender accountable. But to raise that level in a coordinated community effort, that was the key. Getting people to work together to recognize how significant, if it was a simple battery, it was still significant because there were numerous times that victim was traumatized over and over again. So that was the key.
William, as someone who survived this level of violence, what would you add to this discussion?
Well, you know, at the point a victim wants to leave a relationship, that's the most lethal time. And it was for my mother. She was on the run for a week, and what played a major role in her, in Marshall capturing her, was that my sister and brother, who were younger, we didn't have a safety net. My mother wasn't aware of what that was, and we couldn't frame domestic violence. And they told the killer where she was, and so he found her 2 blocks away and brought her back home and killed her. So safety planning is important. And as we travel across the country, the Kellibrew Foundation travels across the country, talks to youth and young people about being safe, about recognizing signs, about my story and what kind of things change. And I always get students come up to me and tell me what's going on in their lives. But I think that preventing it, starts with educating our children and victims and survivors about lethality and what's happening around that. So I think it's important to do that. Awareness is really the key. My mother had plenty of opportunities at the welfare office to be engaged on the issue. She always took my report card there and talked about school, but what did that office do to talk about domestic violence? And in '84 it was a different world, But today, I see in DC we had this collective effort in the DC Coalition Against Domestic Violence and organizations like Safe Shores, where when I was a child, I was straight to the police department. But now children are taken, and all of the services are surrounding the child, and that's what's important. Take a child where they're safe, and they don't have to tell 5 different stories, 5 stories. It's 1 story to 5 different people. Let's think about that. And children are often the ones missed when officers or authorities reach the scene. They go straight for the victim, and they miss the kids who are there. We have to engage our children more.
I want to turn to both Sharon, Kajwa, Lena, all of you.